Chapter 49, Chapter 12. Inside the castle of Nigel Kingdom, currently King Jonathan is sitting on his throne. In front of him is a large screen showing 4 people with different hair, colors and clothing. After the Argent Kingdom, so the next target is the Nigel Kingdom. The person speaking is King Leonida. After hearing the explanation from King Jonathan, he became worried that his kingdom could be next target. I don't know if it's the same person who caused havoc in Argent Kingdom, because the commotion isn't as bad as there. King Jonathan added, an explanation can make a hole that big in an instant. Can the culprit also do the same to the royal castle? When King Gustav said that, the room suddenly fell silent. Only the sound of someone swallowing saliva can be heard. We can't conclude that beforehand. We don't know if it's an ally or enemy. We don't know why he destroyed Marcus Jacob and his residence. Whatever, it's because of the revenge or something else. We still have to find out. And I heard from King Jonathan that Marcus Jacob is a suspect in various crimes. This might be done by one of his enemies. King Elric broke the silence and tried to calm the other king's fears, although he also feels very worried. You're right. However, this should not interfere with our project, because this will also be of great benefit to mankind. King Reginald agrees with King Elric's opinion. Don't worry, the 5 Kingdoms project is running smoothly. The city of Victoria, where the project is taking place, is also safe. Aria, because it's right at the border point of the 3 kingdoms. We can now locate our soldiers to guard from 3 directions. Not to mention the people in charge. There will be competent people. King Jonathan opened and swallowed the location on a map, although geographically the place where the project takes place is still within the Nigel Kingdom region. That place is very close to the border of the Argent Kingdom and Aurelia Kingdom. Good. So we only have to wait less than 1 year before the project is finished. King Jonathan, if there is anything else you need, you should contact us immediately. King Leonida speaks on behalf of the other 3 kings. Okay, and about the previous matter of giving an order from throughout the investigation, once I get any new clues or information about that, I will contact you soon. King Jonathan spoke and ended the virtual meeting. Far north of the glorious continent, on a small island, stands a magnificent building that looks like a temple inside a temple. There's a white circular space in that room. 5 giant statues are standing in a circle 3 statues, like male and 2 like females. Each statue has a different color. The male statue is white, gold, silver, and the female statue is red and purple. Our experimental laboratory in the Nigel Kingdom has been destroyed, along with the humans who guarded it. White statue said in a deep voice, "I told you, you can't entrust it to monkeys. What can a weak creature like them do?" Huh. By the way, do you know who did it? And the golden statue said it's disappointment. I don't know yet. The white statue answered briefly, "Is it possible that this has something to do with the person who caused our failure in the Argent Kingdom?" A sound like chimbing bell rang out from the purple statue. "I also dove like that before, but this can also be done by other people, so we have to be more careful with our movements. Start from now. Don't let Achille and Asbel's failure happen again." The white statue looked at the silver statue, which had been quiet for a long time, but the silver statue was silent and then answered, "Never mind. We can learn from the failure. Have you found that person yet?" "I don't care about Achille and Asbel, but the problem is that he took the world alpha fragment from us. Instead of the silver statue, it was a red statue that spoke. I'm still looking for it. My subordinates will report as soon as they find any clues. For now, let's put that aside. There's another matter I want to talk about," the white statue said in serious tone. "What's that?" the golden statue asked, representing the other 4 curious statues. "It's about humans who seem to be making a project. It seems their goal is to unite the entire human race on the continent and develop the talents of the younger generation." The white statue began explaining. They did something interesting. The silver statue that had been silent for a while suddenly spoke. "You're usually not interested in what humans do." The golden statue mocked him. "Is that a problem with you?" The silver statue voice turned hostile. "If I had it, what would you do? You were usually silent, this time can speak. Is there anything that interacts, you coward?" The golden statue countered the silver statue. Okay, we're all on the same ship. Why should there be such enmity?" The purple statue intervened, trying to break them apart. "You don't have to interfere, you bee." The golden statue turned his irritation to the purple statue. "What are you saying?" Suddenly the atmosphere of the place changed. An aura emitted by the purple statue made the previous bright temple dim. "Enough." The white statue that had been watching them for a long while finally spoke to stop them, and an immense pressure filled an entire temple. The suppressed purple statue pulled her aura back an atmosphere, and the temple returned to the original state. According to the information, the project will start in less than a year from now on. I want you to take care of it, Lilith. The white statue began to explain his plan and gave orders to the purple statue. Okay, I understand. The purple statue answered briefly. Don't let humans grow beyond this. It'll harm us, the fallen gods. The eyes of the white statue emitted a red glow that looked so terrifying. It will make others tremble in fear when they see it. Morning at Duke Hazel's residence. As usual, Zeal is doing his regular sword training in the garden behind the mansion. How long are you doing? Are you going to stand there, milady? Zeal spoke while continuing to swing his sword. He sensed that someone was staring at him from the window. Since when did you notice? Clara popped out of the window and walked out with a chuckle. I noticed it since you started staring at me. Zeal answered honestly without looking at Clara. No. Even though I've hidden well, then why didn't you call me in the first place? Clara puffed her cheeks, looking very adorable. I won't be able to focus on training if you show up early, milady. Zeal stopped his training and wiped his sweaty face with a towel he brought. Currently, Zeal looked very sexy in Clara's eyes. She was stunned and her face was blushing as she continued to stare at Zeal for some reason. She couldn't seem to take her eyes off the sense in her from her. Lady? My lady? Zeal tries to call Clara, who stood silent. There was no answer from her. Huh? What's wrong, Ken? She immediately turned her face away from Zeal in embarrassment. She was starting to get flustered, and his face was now reddened to her ears like an apple. It's okay. I was just worried to see you suddenly speechless. Zeal pretended not to see her blushing face. Okay, if there's nothing, I'll go back inside. Clara walked into the mansion in a hurry. Zeal, who saw it, just kept quiet and followed her from behind. When they arrived in the mansion living room, Zeal could see Duke Hazel and his wife chatting with Beatrix. Zeal caught a glare from Beatrix when he entered the room with Clara. He pretended not to notice and gave a small nod to Beatrix. Clara, where have you been so early? Duke Hazel, who saw his daughter enter, immediately questioned her. Oh, I just did a little exercise in the back garden. Clara turned her blushing face away. You, who can't wake up early, suddenly want exercise. Looks like there will be a storm tonight. Eleanor, who saw her daughter's suspicious behavior, spoke teasingly. Mom, what are you saying? I can wake up early too. Clara's face was getting redder after being teased by her mother, and she occasionally glared at Zeal. Okay, well, you can get up early only if there's a reason. Her mother continued to tease her bashful daughter. Mom! Clara seemed to have reached her limit. Her face was completely red with embarrassment, as if smoke was coming out from above her head. Honey, stop it. Can't you see Clara is already like that? Her father, who Clara thought would help her, instead teased her. Dad, you too? Stop teasing me. Clara finally exploded and covered her face. All right, Duke Hazel chuckled his daughter's adorable behavior. When they were joking in the living room, suddenly Raven came with a jug and approached Duke Hazel. He whispered something to him. What? Duke Hazel subconsciously shouted after hearing what Raven said. His wife, his daughter, and Beatrix became curious about what made Duke Hazel so shocked. Honey, what happened? Eleanor anxiously asked her husband. Duke Hazel took a deep breath, then said, The residence of Marcus Jacob and everything in it has disappeared from the Nigel Kingdom. Duke Hazel said with a gloomy face. Yeah.